Om Yathagnerdahika Shaktihi Ramakrishne Sthita Hiya Sarva Vidya Swarupanam Tasmai Shri Sharada Namaha. Just like the burning power of the fire is inseparable from the fire, so the Holy Mother Sri Sharda Devi is well established in Sri Ramakrishna. She is the embodiment of all the divine wisdom, and she is the divine mother herself. My humble salutations to her time and again. Om, peace, peace, peace. Dear devotees, we were discussing the hymn on Holy Mother Sri Sharda Devi, penned by Swami Abhedanandji. So we entered to the new verse, that is Pavitram Charitam Yasaya. She is the embodiment of the purity. Her life and her acts are with full of purity. And such a great lady, who is the embodiment of purity, is the manifestation of the absolute purity. So my salutations to her. We are supposed to discuss this. But how this purity can be attained? What is this purity? So this is the very interesting topic we have to think, all of us. When we struggle, when we practice spiritual disciplines, what are we going to get? Sometimes we feel, how much ever I practice spiritual disciplines, I'm not progressing in my life. This is the general question. This is the general point which torments most of our minds. Of any spiritual aspirant, no doubt. It will be. When we think deeply, we get an answer. A young novice approached one of the senior monk who was spiritually advanced person and who was the knower of the Brahman. That is revered Swami Yatishwaranji Maharaj. This novice, who had joined the Ramakrishna monastery and leading his monastic life, probably he had led 3 or 4 years. He approached his guru, Swami Yatishwaranji, and he said, Swamiji, I am doing my own practices as you taught, sincerely, but I'm not feeling that I've progressed spiritually to larger extent. Or still, I feel there are a lot of impurities in my mind, in my heart. I don't know whether I'll be able to progress in my spiritual life, whether I'll be able to realize the God. So he had a worry, he had an anxiety, he had that apprehension. So he approached Senior Swamiji and his guru, and he discussed, or he opened up his problems and worries. Swami Yatishwaranji gave a beautiful example. Look, say for an example, there is an ink pot which contains maybe 30% or 50% or 60% of the ink. Now, I don't want that. I would like to remove that ink, or I would like to dilute that ink. Then you added few drops of Ganges water. Now, you know, in the India, the Ganges water, though it is a river water, but it is considered the holiest. It is considered purest, and it can remove all our sins even. So that type of belief and faith and experience of the people lies. So that's why he's giving this example. You add few drops of water, That doesn't mean that you'll be able to dilute, you'll be able to clean or remove the ink part. Then what you have to do? You have to pour good amount of water. Okay, so you are pouring 100 ml of water or 200 ml of water, then what happens? Then when the bottle gets filled up and it starts oozing out, it starts flowing out. You are pouring the pure Ganges water, but the water coming out water will be diluted ink only. I am pouring the good water, but the outcome is it is not. It is not the same pure water. It is with the ink, which cannot be used for drinking or for any other purpose. I may be baffled, I may be feeling annoyed. Then what to do? Keep on adding the water. Second time, or some more 100, 200 ml. Then slowly, if you see, the intensity of the ink will be lessened. Then you add some more 500 or 800 liters of water. Then what happens? Then it gets slowly diluted. The percentage of the ink is less. Then probably a few liters, 2 or 3 or 4 liters of water when you pour, then you see, as you pour the water, the same water is coming. Why? Because by that time, the ink part has been cleaned. No more ink is left out there, residue. That's why whatever the water you are pouring, the same water is coming out. So till then, you should keep on adding the water. There is no other way out. So it is similarly, our minds are filled with lot of dirts, lustful thoughts, with the desires, world empirical desires, anger, bad thoughts, bad emotions, all these things. As a result, we are unable to experience who am I? And we are able to experience the divine presence. We all know the Lord is everywhere. He is present at every place. There is no place where the Lord is not there. But we are unable to feel, we are unable to experience, whereas the saints are able to feel and experience. Why that is so? Because of the purity of the mind. The saints and the prophets, spiritually advanced people have got that purity of the mind, and we lack that purity. So when we get this purity of the mind, then it is so easy for us to get the God, to have the experience of the Supreme Self, the Lord or the Almighty, or have the self-realization. So the purity is the hallmark of spiritual life. That's what Sri Ramakrishna, Swami Vivekananda, they have told again, time and again. Unselfishness, ethical, morality, practicing the good values, being gentlemen, all these things will be boiled down to the purity. Pavitram, Charitam Yasaya. Her life, her conduct is with full of purities. Whoever has studied the Holy Mother's life, we all know that. Not a single time, even for joke's sake, she has told lies. She doesn't have any bad thoughts. She never had any bad thoughts, bad feelings, emotions, negative thoughts even. She was troubled by one Sri Ramakrishna's cousin or niece, the Hruday Ram. Like that, there are a number of people who have their own brothers. They troubled Holy Mother Sri Sharda Devi, but she never cursed anyone. She never quarreled with anyone. She never looked any wrong thing in anyone, but rather she was with happy, she was blissful, she was contented, and she was trying to help all the time, whatever is possible for everyone, for every individual being. How is it possible? Because of that purity. Pavitram Charitam Yasaya, whose character, whose conduct is with full of purity. Pavitram Jeevanam Tatha. And also, as well as her life, her works, her acts, everything was with, soaked in the purity. Then Pavitrata swarupinyayi. She is the embodiment of purity. She is the personification of the purity. If anyone asks how the purity looks like, if you see Holy Mother Sharda Devi, then you'll be able to understand that, okay, the purity can take this type of form. Tasmai kurmo Namo Namaha. Tasmai, to her, kurmaha, let me do, shall do Namo Namaha, my salutations to her, time and again. Why? She is the embodiment of that purity. If you have got that purity, getting the Lord, attaining the Lord, or self-realization, or the grace, it is very easy. There is a story, which is a very famous story, of a young girl. I mean, young girl means she was adolescent even, or probably even lesser than that. She was 8 or 9 years old girl. She comes from an Orthodox Brahmin family. Her father was a priest in a small temple in a village. He was very pious Brahmin. He used to do worship, in particular Shiva's temple. Every day he used to go early morning with a cooked food from the house. His wife used to cook the prasad and used to give in a hygiene way. He used to take with flowers, water, and the prasad. He used to do all the ritualistic worship, offer the food, and bring back. That is the thing which all we know. And whoever comes, if anyone comes there in the near temple, he used to serve them. He used to give them as a prasad, as an offering. And she, since she is born in a traditional family, she also is exposed to this traditional worship or ritualistic worship to a certain extent, because she is younger in age. One day, this poor Brahmin had to go to a particular village on foot, and probably it will take one more day. So the next day, early morning, he will not be able to return back. Then he thought, and he was discussing in his house what to do. Then his daughter heard the whole story, and she said, "Look, my dear father, I do know worship of the Lord. Tomorrow I will go and I will do the worship. You don't worry. You go and you complete your work and come slowly. You take your work. You take care of your work and I will take care of the temple worship." He was very happy and he asked her, "Are you sure? Can you manage? Do you know things?" She said, "Yes, I know it. I have observed your ritualistic worship in the house as well as in the temple. I know it. There may be some mistakes or shortcomings. I don't say no." The father said, "That's okay. Lord understands. Lord understands that, and Lord sees our intentions and devotion, not any other thing. That's fine." Then he gave several instructions to her. She listened everything carefully. Next day morning, her mother cooked food and flowers were collected. She carried some amount of water and also this cooked prasad in a basket. She went, she opened the temple, she cleaned the premises, and she cleaned the idol, and she did some abhishekam by pouring water and all. She decorated the idol with the flowers, and she kept the offering now. And this younger baby girl or young girl or adolescent girl, she said, "Oh Lord, how much ever I knew, whatever I know, based on that knowledge, I have tried to worship. I hope you are pleased with my worship. You are pleased with my devotion. Now, here is a food. Please accept this food. Please come and take this food." So she offered the food in front of the Lord, Shiva, and she is waiting. 5 minutes over, 10 minutes over, Lord is not coming. Again, she pleaded, he didn't come. Then she thought, probably because I am there, God is feeling bashful. So she said, "Okay, since I am there, you are not coming, I will go out and I'll wait for some time. You come and eat." Then she closed the curtain and she was waiting for 10 to 15 minutes outside. And she came inside. See the innocence. She came inside, but food is like that. She started pleading, "Oh Lord, my father has gone to some village and he has promised me that while coming, he will bring some new dress and new clothes. I am ready to give you if you want, if you wish so, with the toys. So please take this food, otherwise my father will scold me." So like that, in different ways, she was gone pleading for half an hour or 1 hour with tears. Finally, Lord appeared. And Lord said, "Okay, come on, I will take the food." And he ate the complete food. And she was happy, she was thankful, she thanked him. And Lord was also pleased by her prayers and worship. And Lord disappeared. And now she returned back to the house. Then the mother asked, "Where is the food?" She said, "Lord came and ate." I mean, Mother, definitely, she knows that. How is it possible? No, don't tell lies. Whether did you give someone or whether you were hungry and so you ate everything, that's okay. You tell me the truth, but don't tell the lies. She says, no, mother, Lord Shiva comes. Lord Shiva came. Initially, he didn't come. He waited. I mean, he examined me. He made me to wait, no doubt. But after my much pleading and prayer, he came and he appeared and he took the food. Then the mother didn't accept it. She scolded. And by the evening, father came. Then mother complained about the child, what she did, all these things. He was also annoyed. He also scolded her. But she said, look, I am not telling lie. There is no need of lying. The Lord appeared and he took the prasad. That's what I'm telling you. Then the father got annoyed and said, enough, nonsense and all. Then she didn't agree, accept. Then said, okay, tomorrow there's a test. I will also come with you. If that is the case, then let God come and eat the prasad. Then let me see. Then she said, okay. The next day she went, she worshipped, she kept the food, and she started praying, but Lord is not coming because her father is there. Then after some time, with the tearful eyes, she started crying and said, oh Lord, if you don't come, people will think, my own father will think that I'm a liar, I'm a cheater, I've told lie and I've ate the food. Please, just to protect me, to save me, please come and have this prasad. She pleaded with the tears, with that devotion, with the love, with the sincerity. Finally, Lord appeared and he took the prasad, and father was also much pleased. And he thanked her, because of you, at least I got the vision of the Lord. You see, she didn't know much rituals. She's not a knowledgeable lady or a girl like her, unlike her father. But just because of a sincerity, because of the purity of the mind, because of that simplicity, because of the devotion, Lord appeared and he took the food or food offering, whatever she offered. So that simplicity, that guilelessness, that pure character, that devotion, divine love, how does it come? All of them will come by simply because of the purity in the mind, purity in thought, purity in action, purity in the character, basically. And Holy Mother is of such purity. That's why Pavitram Charitam Yasaya, whose character is noble with full of purity. So now we have to understand how this is possible. From philosophical point of view, if you ask me, this purity can be attained by knowing who am I. I am existence, consciousness, bliss, absolute. I'm self, not the body, not the mind, not the thoughts. By experiencing it, by putting into practice, one can be pure. Nahi gnanena sadrusham pavitram iha vidyate. There is nothing pure or holier than the knowledge. Your knowledge means it is a spiritual knowledge. Not the knowledge of the self, the knowledge of the divinity. So by having it, by getting it, one can be pure always. There is no chance of getting tainted. That is from the point of knowledge, from the path of knowledge. The other is from the devotional point of view. If I love God and God alone, if I live my life for God and God alone, or to please the Lord, if I can lead my life, then what happens? Then also I'll be able to attain the purity. There'll be no chance of falling from the path. See here, when I say that everything doing for Lord, this is a very important point. What Karma Yoga says? Oh, we have to do all our actions and we have to offer the fruits of actions to the Lord. Why is that? We have all discussed in the Karma Yoga lectures, which are available on YouTube. Interested people can listen. Because it doesn't bind, otherwise it binds us. Good actions or bad actions results. Now, this is a standard answer, philosophical approach. We all get it. But the real saints, they do every action just to please the God. Or whatever God pleases, they do action. In our cases, we try whatever the action we do, and afterwards we try to offer the fruits of action to the Lord at least. Initially, we'll keep on saying it is not so, but slowly, when we advance in our spiritual life, we'll be offering the fruits of action and dependence of God we establish. Now, the saints, whatever God pleases, whatever God wishes, they will be doing it. Whatever we do, we offer the fruits, the action to the Lord. But in the saint's life, whatever God's will, whatever God's wish, they will be doing. There is a two difference actually. It is a very subtle point. We have to think deeply. So when we can do such life, then there is life is with full of noble acts, with the pure acts. We can see in the Sri Ramakrishna's life. If anyone asks, he used to say, "What do I know? All Mother Kali knows. Whatever she wishes, let it happen. Let the mother's will prevail." So the instrumental thought. So he was completely immersed in the divine consciousness. Whatever the divine feels, whatever the supreme self wills, then he used to enact. So he had become the perfect instrument in the hands of the divine will. So that is the to be attained. When we attain that, then again, all our work will be divine, with pure, and in consonance with the cosmic self, in consonance with the cosmic energy. And this Pavitrata, purity, represents what? It represents the consciousness, which is immortal in nature, or which represents the God, divine, almighty, or divinity. So she's the embodiment of purity. Means what? She's the embodiment of divinity. We are also embodiment of divinity. She's also embodiment of divinity. Then what is the difference? We are all potentially divine and we are yet to manifest. Maybe 1%, 10%, 20%, 30%, 50%, we might have manifested. Whereas in the case of Holy Mother Sri Sharda Devi, in the case of Jesus Christ, in the case of Buddha, in the case of Mahavira, they manifested this divinity 100%, or the most, maybe 90 plus, 95, 98, 99, 100%. So that's why they were pure. Because, and also if you see in Holy Mother's life, they were all well aware who are they in reality. She herself is the universal mother. She herself is that universal consciousness. If then where is the question of, where is the chance of being any impure at all in their life? And there's a standard prayer, there's a very famous prayer which Holy Mother used to do. Whoever has studied the life and teachings of Holy Mother, everyone they know. She has demonstrated for us how to pray to the Lord for the purity. Holy Mother Sharda Devi, she used to pray for the Holy Mother, for the Chandra, for the moon. Moon represents the mind. So, O moon, please make me pure. Even there are some dots. If you observe very intently on the full moon day, so beautiful, milky sun or a white color sun, it looks so nice and all, it sight to see. But there are, if you see here and there, some small black dots you find because of the land or whatever in the moon. So, quoting that, with reference to that, she says, there are some few dots in you, few black dots on you. Even please bless me that even I should not have even that few black dots. Means I should not have even a single or even a point of dirt, point of negative thought, point of negative emotion, point of any impurity in my mind. I should be free from all impurities. So that was her prayer. And if you see her life, that was full of purity. Sri Ramakrishna asks his own wife, Holy Mother Sharda Devi, look, I am interested in God. I have practiced a lot of spiritual practices, and I always like to go towards God more and more. So I want to pursue my spiritual path. Fine. But you are my wife. You have got all the rights on me, on desires and etc. So since you are being my wife, chaste wife, I'm supposed to understand your desires, your intentions, your thinking. As a result, I'm asking you, kindly let me know whether you want to pull me towards the world. whether are you expecting any to fulfill some worldly desires from my side? See, this is the question asked directly, sincerely, straightforward by Sri Ramakrishna to the Holy Mother Sharda Devi during her adolescent age, or just young age, maybe 18, 19 years. And she's a poor woman, from poor family, again illiterate, from rural background. She had not studied in scriptures, nothing. For such a young lady, Sri Ramakrishna is asking. Immediately, instantly, without buying any time, Holy Mother says, why should I pull you towards world? Just like yourself you said, I am your wife, chaste wife, Sahadharmini. I'm supposed to come and help you. Sahadharmini means what? I'm supposed to take part and support your dharma, your duties, your nature. Since you are going towards the Lord God, so I have come here to support you in your path. And also I request you, please take me also along in that path. Sri Ramakrishna was heavily pleased by hearing this answer. Sri Ramakrishna trains Holy Mother Sharda Devi in the path of divinity. So, quoting this in future, Sri Ramakrishna says, if she would not have been the embodiment of purity, if she would not have been that guilelessness, stainlessness character, was it possible for me to practice my spirituality? Because of her, today, whatever I am. That's what Sri Ramakrishna makes a point about Holy Mother's life, about her purity, about her guileless character. And also she says, look, by seeing mistakes, by seeing errors in some people, what happens? By thinking and by seeing time and again, we slowly, we come to her level or their level. So we have to be very careful. Just to correct for some people, to put someone people, whatever is observed, whatever it appears, just telling them and to put them into right ways, all right. But go on trying to scratch and try to poke and try to understand and always judging people, always thinking about some people's faults, their drawbacks, constantly, for good or bad cause. When we are doing it, what happens? Slowly our mind also becomes the victim of that defects, of someone's defect, and we also get probably practiced or victimized of all that. So Holy Mother used to say, be careful. So never try to see faults. If at all you have to see the faults, see your own faults and try to rectify and try to make everyone as your own, because no one is stranger. So this is the greatest Advaitic truth told by Sri Ramakrishna, or Holy Mother Sri Sharda Devi. Once there's a funny incident. Swami Vasudevanand, he was in Calcutta in the Udbodhan house. Udbodhan house is the place where Holy Mother Sharda Devi used to stay. In the first floor, in the ground floor, some monks and Swami Shardanand and some others used to stay. Once the Swami Vasudevanand, who was little open in a talk and was a bit louder in his talk also. Vasudevanand and few other monks, they started chatting. While chatting, there was a good fun. Slowly, they forgot that there's a senior monk into his next room and the Holy Mother Sharda Devi and some senior devotees on the first floor. Forgetting all the surroundings, they started talking with all fun, making funs, and their volume of the speech got increased. The whole building is getting heard now. Now, one disciple of a lady, widow disciple of Sri Ramakrishna Golapma, who used to serve Sri Ramakrishna and Holy Mother Sharda Devi, she was very strict in character. She comes and she rebukes Holy Mother. Look, what your monastic disciples, monastic children are doing. They are speaking so loudly and they're doing a lot of fun and chatting. What is this? Nonsense. You should go, being a guru, teacher, you should go and rectify all these things. You should go and instruct. Holy Mother just, she is hearing the Golapma's talk and she's keeping quiet. Then Golapma says, are you not going and rectifying, or are you not going and instructing them? Holy Mother says, no, I'm not going to do it. Then Golapma says, see, this is the difference between you and Sri Ramakrishna. Sri Ramakrishna was very strict concerned to his spiritual practices and the disciples' conduct. He was very strict about his disciples, how should they eat, how much they should sleep, how much to meditate, what to do, what not to do and all. That's why the monastic disciples, they were so well trained. But in your case, I'm not seeing that. This is not right. Then Holy Mother laughs at it, and she says, I cannot see the defects in my children because they are my children. First point is. Second thing is, if I start seeing that, then I will go down to their level. I am here supposed to bring them to my level. I am not supposed to go myself to their level. Second. And third thing, whoever is there, my children, I know how to take care of them, how to lift them spiritually. So you need not to worry. So such statement, who can make other than Universal Mother, isn't it? Because she's the embodiment of purity. She said that I don't want to bring my mind down. Instead of that, I want to uplift everyone's mind. And I don't want to see the defects in anyone. But people have done mistakes with the principles, with the main principles, ethics, morality. Mother, she never stood back. She never took step back. She always told things very clearly. You are not supposed to do it, don't do it. But small things, otherwise, she never bothered. One more young chap, he used to come to Holy Mother often, and he was doing his graduation. In his college days, somehow he got victimized from the bad company, and he started getting diverted from the main road or from the main path. His actions started becoming unethical. One fine day, he remembered, I am going to Holy Mother Sharda Devi's. I'm going near Sharda Devi, and I'm doing some bad things which I'm not supposed to do. So what to do now? Because of the weakness of the mind, he thought, okay, from now onwards, because I'm not able to leave these actions, from now onwards, I will not go to Holy Mother. So he decided and he stopped going. Then 5-6 months over, one fine day he started remembering, I'm not going to Holy Mother Sharda Devi, fine, but even once we go, Holy Mother remembers us, she keeps us in her mind, and she thinks about us, why we have not come, whether are we okay, whether anything happened. So much love and concern she shows. If I don't go, fine, but I'm supposed to inform her that I'm not going to come. I made a mistake, I should go and inform her. He decided, one fine day he went, he climbed the first floor, and he saw Holy Mother is sitting in a corner. He didn't exchange the greetings, he didn't show respect or anything. Just, he said, Mother, I am not going to come. Please don't wait for me. Please don't expect for me. Just very bluntly, he said, and he turned back and he started coming downstairs. And we know Holy Mother was bashful in nature. We all know that. But that day, astonishingly, Holy Mother came running and she holded the collar of this young guy. He was shocked to see this Holy Mother's action. But anyhow, when he turned, he saw the Holy Mother's face, especially her eyes, with so closely. Imagine, he's seeing the eyes of the Universal Mother herself. Such a blessed person is. Such a lucky person is. Fine. Holy Mother said, just remember that you have a mother. Just remember that you have a mother. And she said just that in a Bengali language, and she left. She walked upstairs and she went and sat in the room. I mean, it was astonishing for him also. He also left to the house and he sat in the house. After some time, again, some bad thoughts started coming as because of its habit. But when the bad thoughts came, immediately the face of Holy Mother and especially the eyes of Holy Mother came in front of him. And the sentence, Holy Mother's sentence, just think that I have a mother. Just say that I have a mother. When the Holy Mother's divine face with eyes and Holy Mother's teaching or Holy Mother's that sentence, a single sentence, simple sentence came into his mind, automatically that wrong thought or bad thought flied away. Then after some time it came, and again Holy Mother's face and Holy Mother's teaching came into place. Like that, whenever the bad thoughts came and Holy Mother's face and Holy Mother's teaching started coming, then the thoughts started flying. It went for a week or 10 days. Now he was forced to become good. He was forced to become ethical. He was forced to become rightful. And he was forced to leave all the bad actions or thoughts or the movements. Then after a week or 10 days, he understood, he surrendered to Holy Mother, and he came to the Belur Math. That's the head monastery of the Ramakrishna Math and Mission. He, the first president, that is Swami Brahmananji, he came and he surrendered. He made prestations. He narrated the whole incident, and he said, I would like to become monk. I would like to lead the life of the dedication for the God, for the divinity. And he was accepted. And slowly, he went deeply into spiritual practices, and he became very well advanced in the spiritual life. And his name was Swami Trailokeshwarananda, was the senior monk. Who was the senior monk? You see, this is the divine grace. How she was able to create that impact, because Pavitram Jeevanam Tatha. Her life was with full of purity. Purity has got such a power that purity can conquer the world. That purity can conquer even the sinners, the greatest sinners, thieves, everyone. We can see even in the life of Sri Ramakrishna. A thief, a dacoit from the Kosalpura, he got converted. He became a good person, right person, because of that Sri Ramakrishna spiritual character, spiritual personality, spiritual power. We say, what that spirituality means? The one meaning is what? The purity. If we get that purity, then we also become the dynamo of spirituality. That's what Holy Mother, she represents. Pavitram Jeevanam Tatha. Pavitrata swarupinyayi. She is the embodiment of that purity. Not a single bad thought, wrong thought came in her mind. Because of that, innocence was there. I mean, there's a funny incident. Probably when we read, we don't understand. When we probably think on this more and more deeply, then only we'll be able to understand. For once, it so happened, Holy Mother in her 60s or nearly 70s, in her 60 plus, she got toothache. Then his disciple Swami Shantivratananda, he had arranged for a doctor, dentist. So dentist was supposed to come and in the house itself, house visit, and he was supposed to examine the Holy Mother Sharda Devi and do the treatments. Somehow she got a phobia that he will give and probably give injection, or with the whatever the things, he may remove the teeth, toothache will be happening, or somehow she got misinformation or whatever. So she feared. And when the doctor was supposed to come, she herself, got absconded. Doctor came, everyone started searching her. They called her, they searched in that whole house, everywhere. They were not able to find. It looked so strange, and everyone were concerned. And Swami Shantivratananda said, apologized for the doctor, sorry for this. We never knew that Holy Mother is going out or whatever. We are sorry for this. You may leave now, and if anything is there, we will take your help in future, like that. The doctor said, that's okay, and he left. And again, they searched once more. They didn't find. And Swami Shantivratananda didn't understand, and he went to his room, and he was sad. After some time, slowly, Holy Mother came from the hiding place. Then everyone was astonished. Then they inquired, where were you? Then she told the truth, like in the corner or in such a place, I was hiding myself. Then they asked, why did you do this? Then she explained, because the doctor is coming, he may pull my teeth or whatever, which will be painful and whatever. She expressed her basically the fear. Everyone laughed. When Swami Shantivratananda heard, he also laughed, and he never got annoyed. Only he made a comment, interesting comment. Holy Mother, Divine Mother, she covers everyone's mind with the thick veil of ignorance, Avarna Shakti. Whoever ever heard my Drupdrushya Viveka class, you will be knowing this, Avarna Shakti, Maya Shakti. They cover everyone's mind so that we don't understand what is seer and what is the seen, what is Druk and what is Drushya. Now, Holy Mother herself, she is covering herself. Then what can I say? Who else can say what? So it is her will, let her will prevail, saying that he continues his work. See, this is a simple, incident. Now, how the Swami Shantivratananda understood? She's a divine mother. She covers everyone's knowledge. And if she wishes to cover herself, then what else we can do? That's the one thing. And even she's a universal mother. She's the goddesses. She has got fear for something. Yeah. But that innocence, that simplicity, that's the thing that point probably most of us, we miss it. That comes only because of that guilelessness. That comes only because of the spiritual nature, or much more than that, because of the purity in the mind. So these are all divine incidents, or these are the simple, very funny incidents, it looks like. But behind, when you think deeply, it is not because of ignorance, rather it is because of the guileless nature, or because of that purity. So when we become more and more pure, we become innocent, and we become childlike nature. Bhalavat. Even Avadhuta Gita discusses about this. The Brahmagyanis will be childlike. Now, the word of caution is childlike and childish. There's a lot of difference. We should be childlike. We should never behave childish. Many people get confused. Oh, God has said, prophets have said, saintly people, spiritual people have said, scriptures have said, we should be godlike, childlike. In the name of being childlike, we behave childish. There's a lot of difference of heaven and hell, the difference between heaven and hell, like the difference between childlike and childish. So we should be childlike. Holy Mother was childlike. Sri Ramakrishna was childlike, but they never childish. They were never childish. So that's what we have to understand. Now, again with this purity, what happens? When we are staying with such type of people, what happens? We all know that Holy Mother Sharda Devi, in and around, there were enough women. There were enough women. Now, few sadhus, few monks or brahmacharis who were serving Holy Mother, they used to go along with Mother wherever. As a result, they had to see that in the company of the ladies, they had to be there. So after the demise of Holy Mother, who is to serve Holy Mother, Varada Maharaj, a senior monk, he was approached by the young novices or the young monks. They asked, Swamiji, you used to serve Mother for a long time. You have served Mother a long time. He nodded his head. And while Mother was living in a physical body, so there are a lot of women, devotees were there, relatives and devotees who were living with her. And used to be close, and used to go and serve Mother, and used to go and talk with her, and used to bring things, and used to go and give her, all these things. So like personal assistant. As a result, because probably you may have to be staying with the company, in the company of the Holy Mother while working and all. So many ladies had to be there. And you were the monk. And that time you were the young novice even. So you never had any problems because a lot of women was there in and around. Holy Mother is okay. What about others and all? Young, old, middle-aged, so many women were there. So you never had any problem. You never had any wrong feeling, wrong thoughts. Like that, questions were asked by the young monks for this senior monk who used to serve Holy Mother. He heard all the questions and he said, no, with the Holy Mother's grace, when I was there, when I was serving her, I never felt even once a lustful thought, a wrong thought, wrong desire, wrong emotions. I never thought. It never came to my mind. Because of her grace. Now I understand. When I think all of that, I feel astonished. How was it possible, all these things? Because of her grace. And he continues saying that not only that, when I was staying with her, I never felt that I am a man and she's a woman and all others are women. So the idea of sex, the idea of male and female was also not there. That doesn't mean that he used to behave like female. No. Like when we say we are self doesn't have any distinction between male and female. It is a neutral, isn't it? It doesn't have any male or female sex. So I never used to feel that I'm male and they're female and that's gender discrimination, nothing. Just I used to go and I used to look after the mother, serve and etc. People were there in and around, that's all. See, because when staying with the mother, his mind was in so higher level. Because of her spiritual power, because she is the universal mother, because of her purity. She was the embodiment of purity. Pavitram Jeevanam Tatha, Pavitrata swarupinyayi. She is the embodiment of that purity. When you are staying with such people, you will also, if you can open yourself, you will also get that purity. You will not get any wrong thoughts, any bad thoughts, or bad ideas, or even bad desires. So we have to be, we can understand. And once Sri Ramakrishna asks, how do you look at me? How do you see me? See, now husband is asking his own biological wife. Immediately, instantly he said, the Bhavatarini Kali, the Kali who is in Dakshineshwar, and you both are alike for me. See, in the history of the spiritual history, religious history, this is the first time we are seeing where the husband and wife are seeing each other in the goddess's form. The biological wife is saying towards husband, just like I see the universal mother, that is Kali, in the same way I am seeing you also. For me, both are same. And same question was asked by Holy Mother Sharda to Sri Ramakrishna. How do you look at me? And he said, the Bhavatarini Kali and the lady who is living in the Nahabat, in a building, who has given birth to this body, and the person who is massaging my feet, all three are one and same for me. What a divine relationship. Each other are, they are looking, husband and wife, each other, they are looking each other, perceiving each other as divine mother. What a divine relationship. What the purity both of them had. That's why she is the Pavitrata swarupinyayi. She is the embodiment of the purity. If we can have that to a certain extent, at least, we can go near to the God. We can manifest our divinity more and more. We can be, then only we can be real spiritual. Just sitting and meditating, doing some scriptural studies, or hearing some lectures, or following some particular path, by this alone, we don't become spiritual. By living the God-centered life, or divinity-centered life, and by leading the pure life, one can become spiritual, one can go near God, one can go near self, or one can manifest the divinity more and more. May Holy Mother Sri Sharda Devi bless all of us so that we shall manifest that purity more and more. We shall practice that purity more and more so that we can be near to the God, we can be nearer to her. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.